I want to talk about how I mentally visualize to be able to manifest anything that I want to manifest and or just create my entire existence by being able to like have psychic powers. So the way that I've been able to do this myself personally is like I'll basically sit here kind of similar to this, or like I'll sit in a spot like this basically, and what I'll end up doing is I'll lower this desk down and I'll prop my chair back, pop my feet up like so. I'll be able to see this. Pop my feet up like so, put my hands over my head like this, and then from there, I'll close my eyes and I'll start to image cycle, visualize what I want to have come true. So like, I could think about this in terms of when I wanted to get this lifting belt for a sales competition that I ended up having. I sat here, I closed my eyes, I visualized what it would feel like as if I actually had it. So like when I was closing my eyes, I would visualize the weight of the belt, like the feeling of the belt, like I felt it as if like I was touching it on my hands. And like I just felt every aspect of that within my visualization. And everybody's gonna have a different way of visualizing. So like you might be somebody that more visualizes in words and like having the conversations or hearing what somebody else is gonna be saying. But for me, I've always seen it as like maybe a small little image or a glimpse of an image, or being able to look at it and see it within my mind's eye. And a great way or tactic that you can get good at visualizing and being able to like hold an image within your mind is by grabbing a candle such as this. You light the candle, you set it on the table, kind of similar to this, like where it's that distance. We'd light that candle, I'd stare at the candle, watch the wick and the fire, and then when I close my eyes, I'd be able to see the candle within my mind's eye, because our brains cannot differentiate between what is imagined and what is real. And I can give you the analogy of like when you dream at night, your dreams, at least for me, sometimes I've had them where like they feel so real and I wake up and I'm just like, I have to feel myself and be like, okay, it was just a dream. But a lot of that also exists in our life right now too, because like you could imagine yourself or think that for all you know, you could be a monk sitting in a cave dreaming this reality that you have around you, and you'd be like, but it feels very real. And that's the biggest illusion, is our brain cannot differentiate between what is real and what is fake. And it's why it's so important to be able to visualize in the correct way. So when you do the candle gazing, you just want to stare at like the base of the candle, then move your way up, all the way up to the wick, stare at the wick for like maybe 5 minutes or so if you can. Then as you close your eyes, you can start to see the candle burning in your mind's eye. Like I can see it now because I've done that practice so many times that I can just see it without actually having it. It's more potent and more visual when you do it like right then and there. But by doing that, you can start to increase your visualization skills so that then you can start to visualize more of the things that you do want. I do this all the time with certain conversations that I have, with videos that I post, with conversations that I have with people. I think about like, how would I visualize this? What would I see? What's the one focus point that I want to focus on? So like when I'm thinking about like maybe a YouTube video or something like that, I'm like, before I would used to think on like, okay, well I need to have the thumbnail, I need to have the title, I need to have the views, I need to have the watch time. And now I'm like, let's just focus on just like the views. Everything else will just take care of itself. I'll just focus on just getting the right amount of views and things will just come in, and I can focus on that by imagining as if I already have that said thing, because that's the only way that I've been able to visualize. And I feel like that's one way that you can also visualize. And you can be like somebody such as myself where like I can never really physically see images or hear words in my head. Like maybe I'd have like a word here and there that would pop up, or I'd see an image when something would happen when I was like listening to a video or a podcast or listening to a book or like meditating or something like that. But like most of the time, like even when I was just on my walk just now, I didn't have any sort of like big magnificent like thoughts that came to me, but it's like they were just subtle. And then I start to talk with them now and share these ideas with you to be able to hopefully inspire you to start to visualize in different ways. So it's like everybody has a different way of visualizing. Like if I say apple, you could be like, well, I don't see an apple in my head, but you could like hear the word apple. It's something that Alan Watts had talked about a while ago, is like when you hear somebody talk, don't let your brain try to analyze the words, let your brain just work it out. It's the same thing with like when you're looking out and you're like, you're going on a walk or you're trying to look at things, like don't force your mind to look at things, like let your eyes just go to where they need to look and look at the things that they need to look to. Or when you're out in public and you're at a public place, it's just like, just let your ears hear what they need to hear. Whatever's the most pressing, whatever's the most important, let them hear what they need to hear. That'll help you increase your visualization, because when you visualize, you are basically signaling to the universe, to God, to source, to whatever word that you want to use, that that's the thing that you want. And then you have to just let your brain, your mind, and your eyes be able to go into the direction that it needs to go into to make those things come into your reality. Because the other day, I also wanted a marble, and I was like visualizing a marble. I ended up finding one today. I also was on a walk, and I almost picked up a pack of gum. There's no gum in it. And this was like 2-3 days ago. And then on my walk today, and then find a pack of gum that actually had pieces of gum in it. I'm like, this stuff happens all the time. It's magical, and once you're able to visualize it, your visualization will improve. The things that you acquire, the things that you get, everything that comes into your life, you'll realize that it started within yourself, not on the outside of yourself. And if you want to learn a little bit more about this, I'm listening to a book right now that I would recommend you check out if you want to. It is called From Poverty to Power by James Allen. And it's on the Secrets to Success YouTube channel, so you can listen to that if you really want to. Or you can just keep coming back to these videos by clicking that subscribe button. And then you can also support the channel down below by clicking on that link and purchasing one of the t-shirts or posters. That being said, let me know what you're visualizing with what you want to have come into your life, how you visualize, how you see. Maybe you have aphantasia. I think I said that right. Or maybe you have a very clear, vivid imagination. Like, everybody's imagination is different. Do what works best for you, double down on that, and keep doing it over and over and over again. Because whatever anybody else is going to be telling you, this is the right way or this isn't the right way, like, it comes down to what works best for you. All I am is somebody that can tell you what has worked for me. If it works for me, maybe it'll work for you, maybe it not. Like, maybe you already have a way of visualizing that works better for you. But I figured I might as well share this with you in case that you are looking to find a different way to find ways to visualize and be able to manifest more and create more of your reality that you want to, because everything is an internal state and then it's just directly reflected on the outside. You can think about this with a piano. Like, pianos did not exist until somebody saw it in their mind's eye, and then they created it. Same thing with airplanes. Airplanes didn't exist until the Wright brothers saw it in their mind's eye, and then they decided to create it. The Ford motor engine didn't exist until Henry Ford was like, I saw it in here, and then he decided to create it. Like, all this stuff didn't happen until it started within here. So you first see it in your mind's eye, you visualize it, and then you go out and you make it become a reality. That's just how the world works. That's how things are. If you don't believe that, we can also have a discussion around that as well too. I'm happy to answer all of your questions. I love reading the comments. I love responding back to them. It's really fun getting to share these different ideas and topics. So with that being said, I'll see you in tomorrow's videos. Talk soon.